In this lecture, we're going to be talking about how to remember people's names. Most of the times, when we meet somebody for the first time, we have a tendency to forget some of those names. And the next time you meet the person, you feel that it is too awkward to ask them their name again, especially when they greet you with a big smile, calling you with your name. So how can you make sure that you remember people's names after you meet them and keep it stored in your memory system for future references? There are a few tricks you can use that can help you tremendously. First off, at the end of every conversation you have with someone, after they introduce themselves, try to repeat their name at the end or anywhere during the conversation by saying, "Nice to meet you," and their name. If you met John, for example, you guys introduce yourself. You say your name, he says, "Nice to meet you, I'm John." You guys have a 1-minute conversation, and then at the end, you end your conversation by saying, "It was nice meeting you, John." And try to be conscious of you saying "nice to meet you" plus the name. Now, if this wasn't good enough for you to remember the names, straight after you meet John, you can go to one of your friends and tell them that you just met John. You can go to your friend and have a conversation and just say, "Hey, I just met John and we talked about this, this, and that. Do you know him?" Having this follow-up conversation right after you met the person can also help you a lot. Now, something else that can also help is repeating the name consciously with the intention of remembering it. Whether you do it while sub-vocalizing with your inner monologue, whether you do it by vocalizing it, you need to make sure that you repeat it. Some people also have a tendency to write down the names, as this is one of the repetition systems that they find to be very useful and which also you can use. So while having a conversation with John, you guys are talking about a specific topic, so you can say, "So John, tell me, what do you do for work?" You can also repeat the name by introducing John to somebody else, to one of your friends. You can call one of your friends and be like, "Hey, I want you to meet John." This repetition of the name with the intention of remembering it is also one of the simple tricks you can use to remember the name. And lastly, create a memory linking system. You can link this person's face to another person called John that you know. This way, this linking system will make it easier for you to remember the name. By linking this memory to a familiar memory that you have in your system would make the retrieval process way easier. For example, let's say John Cena is one of your favorite WWE wrestlers. Once you meet John, you can link his face to John Cena the wrestler. Now when you see him again, you're going to remember this linking system, this link in between the face and the name, and it will make it easier for you to retrieve and recall the name properly.